Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTbase.com. Welcome to your weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 39th Commitments of Traders Report of 2021. And as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials positions. But before I jump to the review, for those of you who are new to COT analysis, let me advise you to check out our website. We offer a ton of educational material, not only in written format, as you may see, with a lot of data, typical examples, but we also have a page for videos as well. So some tutorial videos for you to watch and understand how you can benefit from the tools that we offer. Okay, back to the review, and starting off with our first market, the cotton market, where we have a huge 45% change in traders' net positions. I'm talking about commercials, of course, but there's a large change in large speculators' positions as well. But looking at commercials, of course, red line, you can see that this change that we've witnessed, taking us from about 100,000 contracts net short down to 130,000 contracts net short, is the largest change in the past 1 year. So it's a very significant move in traders' positions. Now, you may see that the week before, we had a bullish COT change signal pushing the market higher. So this signal suggests we may see a bit of a decline coming in the next couple of days. Of course, caution is advised. If momentum is there, it doesn't necessarily mean, there's a 100% chance, as of course with everything in trading. But nevertheless, it is a very significant change that we should take into consideration when trading the cotton market. Now, moving on to the 5 years chart, you can see that not only do we have a bearish COT change signal, but actually the COT Extreme is becoming very, very bearish. So all this, of course, is very bearish overall in the market. And in the medium to long run, we should expect a top to develop and see a shift in the trend, which of course has been bullish since March of 2020. And by the way, that was signaled with a bullish COT Extreme, commercials net long, large speculators net short. Okay, moving on to the next market, crude oil, the Brent crude. To be specific, we have a 29% change over there in commercials positions. Of course, this is a bullish COT change signal, large, not the largest, but let's say top 10. It suggests further strengthening in the market. And moving on to the 5 years chart, you can see that we are closer to bullish extremes, but you know what? It's in between, a bit closer to bullish extreme, that's for sure. Supports the continuation of this trend. There's no real bearish extreme to talk about here. Not that exciting. Okay, a currency will be the next market, the South African Rand to be specific. Here we have a 26% change in commercials positions. You can see that over there. We are talking about a currency, so this is actually pretty large. You may see that definitely clearly on this chart. It suggests a bullish move. We have seen a bit of a rise Thursday and Friday, so the signal could be a little bit late for us to act upon. Moving on to the 5 years chart and taking this horizontal red line, as you may see, we are a little bit in between the two extremes, but this significant bearish extreme in 2017 kind of distorts all the information. So, but also don't forget that we are talking about markets that has COT history starting around 2014. Okay, and even then, there were long periods of times when there wasn't really any change in the report. So, but that's the Rand, the South African Rand here. Moving on to large speculators, COT Extreme, we've got Palladium on top of our list with an all-time COT Extreme. That is actually the case in commercials positions as well. So we have the 5 years chart over here. And, this says we've never, ever in the COT history of Palladium seen commercials or large speculators holding as much contracts as they are. Of course, we're talking about a net position, barely do we see commercials net long, and that has been the case for the past couple of weeks now. So it is a significant bullish COT Extreme, but, and here's the but, I would always urge you to check other metal markets when you're trading metals. So if we have that in gold and silver, platinum, then of course everything becomes more serious. Nevertheless, if you're trading this market, you know, it's good to know that there's a stress level built up never ever in the COT history. And of course, whoops, not that. Okay, 10 years. Let's look at the max. So here you can see that we actually have COT history dating back to 1995. Okay, so whenever you have a long history of COT data, that's actually, I think, very, very good to analyze the market. Okay, another currency, the Australian dollar, all-time COT Extreme over there in commercials. Pardon me, large speculators positions, but commercials are also at their extremes. Again, this is a bullish COT Extreme and suggesting that we should be seeing a strengthening in the next couple of months, possibly years ahead of us in the Australian dollar. Okay, cotton, we actually talked about cotton, so we're going to jump over that and look at the Japanese yen, where we have 124 report extreme in large speculators. That is roughly 2 years if we've been getting the reports on a weekly basis. Don't forget, there are markets where there's not much depth and contracts traded, and it could be that for many weeks, month, there's no COT report. But in the case of the Japanese yen, we have reports every week. So here we have that 124 report extreme. Again, we are talking about a bullish COT extreme, and this is coming after a decline in the market. We should see strengthening happening in the medium to long run. But don't forget, this has been the case for quite some time. There's no shift yet happening, but we should keep our eyes on this market, and based on the report, could be that we should see higher prices coming. Then again, and of course, you can see that yourself here on the 5-year chart, we have seen greater extremes. So that cautions you to be overexcited about this recent report's signals. This means we could easily see a further development in traders' positions. Okay, that was all for this COT review, but don't forget you can do much more here at cotbase.com. This is, of course, the website where there's a bunch of tools, all the report types, data types that one would like to analyze. Of course, all the markets are available if you subscribe. If you're interested in a specific market, let's say you trade the British pound, then here you go. You got the data for the British pound, everything available. And of course, you can actually chart them as well. So that's something very, very useful if you want to, visually see the data. And last but definitely not least, let me just show you that we have some very, very useful indicators. The COT Base Pro, which is available for NinjaTrader 8. You basically get everything that you can see on the website, but you can use it in your own software. And then the ICOT intraday indicator, which is amazing, really something that we've been working heavily on for many years to come up with this unique indicator. It's not from TFTC. I should point that out. It's our own data. But if you look at our example charts, you will see how these signals come, and that actually, this is a 1 minute candlestick chart, the gold, and you can see that we have COT charts underneath that. So that's pretty unique. We have finally got the short-term trader, something very, very useful. Okay, that was all for this review. I thank you so much for giving me your attention, and I hope to see you in my next COT review. Take care. Goodbye.